Let us gently close our eyes. Making sure that every part of our body are in a comfortable position. One of the ways we can make sure of that is to tell ourselves, tell the mind, to feel our entire posture, to feel our entire body. When you do that, your mind will make sure that you're able to feel your entire body. At the same time, it will also highlight to you parts of your body that is not adjusted yet. Some parts might feel comfortable, some part too heavy, too soft, too slouched. So that's why we'll take a few moments at the beginning of our session to readjust ourselves. Keeping in mind also that meditation is a combination of taking a rest, falling asleep, enjoying that wonderful sensation, all the while remain clearly conscious. We start off by gently telling our mind to feel our body. When we move into a comfortable position, we find that bursts of happiness throughout our body are able to be felt as your muscle releases all its tension. This is one of the ways we can kickstart our meditation with a nice feeling. It might not feel perfect, but at least it's a good starting point for today's session. So we gently tell our mind to perceive, to feel this nice feeling and just take a break, take a rest. Remain conscious by reminding ourselves to tell our mind what to do, to enjoy, to take a break. Everything start off by telling our mind what to do. When you tell your mind to take a break, it will do just that. And you're able to feel, enjoy, perceive those relaxation. Depending on how you practice, on how far, how long you've been practicing, you'll find that you're able to enjoy this nice feeling for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20, 30, depending on how long your concentration lasts. But eventually, as our mind are not yet able to stabilize, we find ourselves wandering off to places, to people, to things, to animal, stories, past, present, future, real or fake, or made up. So that's why we have to always remind ourselves by telling the mind what to do, to take a rest, take a break with our object. That object can be anything. It can be our breath that we tell our mind to feel. It can be our belly that expands and contracts as we breathe. It can be our bottom that is touching the floor or the cushion right now. It can be our hands or arms that we place together or by themselves. For those who like to feel or use their body as their anchor, they can try to use their heartbeat, their breath, their upper body, lower body, or any sensation that you can perceive throughout your body. For some people, they love to enjoy the nice feeling that they're having right now. So you can use that as your anchor. Or some who find it difficult, unable to maintain with their object because of their mind wandering off so much, they can utilize a mantra or any visual object to help them. We first have to identify what is it that is grabbing our attention. Is it images, sounds, or feeling? Because our mind can only hold one thing at a time. If we are facing with sounds that grab our attention, then we can make our own sounds by using a mantra. One of the mantra that you can use is Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, or any other mantra that you like. Just make sure that every syllable of your mantra is clear to you. Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang, Samma Arahang. Or else then we find ourselves repeating our mantra, but our mind wander off. The point of using any mantra is to make sure that our mind become fixated on our mantra. So by saying it slow and concise and clear will help us to do just that. For those who are dealing with images, I would recommend to bring up your own image, something that's neutral, like a crystal ball, image of a Buddha, the moon, the sun, ice cream, apple, football, basketball, or a picture of your loved ones, your mom, your dad, your friends, your family, your spouse, your kin. All these visual objects, it doesn't have to be clear, doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It is just a placeholder, something for the mind to latch onto, or else then it will wander off to distracting images that try to grab your attention. It can be blurry, it can be rough, it might not be smooth around the edges, but the point here is to make sure that our minds remain with one object. If we are facing with feelings that you don't like, that you feel have to endure, hard to bear, then you can make sure that you are able to identify the feeling that you're having and then say the word of the opposite feeling. If you're feeling stressed, you can tell yourself to calm down, to calm down, calm down. If you're feeling anxious, you can use the same. Calm down, calm down. If you're feeling bored, you can use the mantra alert or refresh. If you're feeling drowsy, then you can use the mantra bright and white, bright and open, open and vast. Mm. When using visual object, you can also kick it up a notch. When we are utilizing our visual object, you can also add in a mantra as well to make sure that your mind doesn't wander off. The way we do so is to make sure that the mantra is reflective of our visual object. For example, you can use the image of an apple and use the mantra apple. Every time you use the word apple, you think of an apple. Every time you say the word moon, you think of a moon. You said ice cream, think of an ice cream. You said puppy, think of a puppy. We just want to make sure that although our mind still visualizes, although our mind still hear voices, at least it's under our control. At least it's something that we can make sure to bring us of joy, peace, calmness, and the most importantly, that we know clearly in what we're knowing. Having our own mantra and or our own visual object allow us to have clarity in our consciousness, clarity in our presence, because we know what we're knowing. It is drastically different from letting your mind wander off, where you find yourself not able to recall much, your mind mostly blurred, confused. But with a mantra or visualization of both, your mind able to be clear, under control, able to be on your side of the field. And that's what we're gonna practice today. To know clearly in what we're knowing all the time. When you're in that state, when you are knowing clearly all the time, your mind becomes bright. It pulls up positive energy, allowing the mind to clean itself, to take out and eliminate all of the pollution. It is the pollution that causes wandering mind, causes sleepiness, ill will, sensual pleasure, doubt, and all of the chaos and suffering that you have to endure. That's why just by merely observing clearly, by knowing what's going on, we are able to, over time, relax our mind, still our mind, be bathed in happiness, wonderful, nice feeling. All of this is a result of giving your mind time, space, and energy for it to do its job to clean out all the pollution. As pollution decreases, suffering, ill will, sensual pleasure, drowsiness, restlessness, doubt decreases. And as it decreases, your mind pulling up more and more purity. As those purity builds up, you feel better, more nice, more pleasant, more calm, relaxed, all of the wonderful experiences that people are looking for. So teach yourself, teach the mind, what's happening right now? What's going on? Am I dealing with pollution? Or am I enjoying purity? It's all just a matter of the balance between your inner pollution and your inner purity that causes the experiences that you are experiencing right now. But just like we give our body time to heal, the mind also need time to heal as well. So make sure you're knowing clearly all the time without skipping a beat. And after 5 or 10 minutes, you're able to enjoy, to take a break, to relax, to sigh a sigh of relief as the suffering subsided and wonderfulness arises. Let's come back and check in ourselves. Are we still knowing clearly or not? What are we knowing? Making sure that we are clear in what we're knowing, having clear consciousness, all the while feeling like taking a break, taking a rest, falling asleep. Again, meditation is nothing but a relaxing, rejuvenating activity that we are able to fully enjoy as long as we have clear consciousness. The easiest way to get to that point is to tell the mind what to do. You can tell your mind to know your breath. You can tell your mind to feel your belly as it expands and contracts. You can tell your mind to feel your entire posture, your upper body, lower body, or you can even tell your mind to feel your bottom touching the cushion, the floor, or your feet if you're listening to this while doing walking meditation. You can tell your mind to endure as you're enduring suffering. You can tell the mind to relax if you're feeling the presence of purity. You can tell the mind to focus on your mantra, your visual object, or whatever method and tools you are using right now. Just make sure that you're always repeating and telling the mind what to do so that it can maintain concentrated, stabilize in your object and not wander off. Be cautious, be careful, thorough, but at the same time, sitting back, relax, enjoying the practice. As ultimately, this is a gift, a time for yourself, for your mind to heal, to rejuvenate from the bombardment, the clumps of pollution that we all inadvertently build up in our mind.สัพเพพุทธาภลปัตตาปัจเจกานันจะยังพลังอรหันตานันจะเตเชนะระคังพันธามิสัพพโสเตอัทรธาสุขิตาวิรุณหาพุทธศาสเนอโรคาสุขิตาโหทาสหสัพเพหิยาติภิสัพพพุทธานุภาเวนะสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนะสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสัทธาโสธีภะวันตุเต And with that, we come to the end of our 20-minute session. Thank you for taking your time to practice and enjoy the rest of your day.